What's going on, y'all? I'm bringing you another at updates exclusive. I don't know why I like calling it that, but that's what we finna call it. Today I'm gonna talk about why I give the Utah Jazz the upper hand in a playoff series, a 7 game series against the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, many people think I'm crazy for this, but it's actually pretty straightforward if you really think about the matchup between the Jazz and the Lakers. So I've been watching a lot of Utah Jazz games recently. This team, for the record, they've made the playoffs each of the last 2 years, made it to the Western Conference semifinals each of the last 2 years, but the year they first made it in 16, 17 was it was a different kind of molded team than it was this past season because the main guy on that first playoff team was Gordon Hayward. Obviously, they had a great year, but that's kind of where you felt they were gonna reach their peak. They made it as far as they possibly could with that team. Then then you lose Gordon. You bring in Donovan Mitchell, and they go to pretty much the exact same spot, but lose again. And I feel like this team now with Donovan Mitchell is a lot better than the first team we've seen with Gordon Hayward. With that being said, I think a lot of people need to understand who the head coach of the Utah Jazz is. It's Quinn Snyder, one of the best defensive gurus of all time. He was an assistant coach, I believe, with the Lakers. I can't remember when, but he was an assistant. He was the defensive coordinator for many different teams, I believe. And I remember when he got the job in Utah, it was defense, defense. I watched his press conferences and everything. He was preaching defense first, and that's important because everyone knows in basketball pretty much defense can lead to offense. Defense wins you games. Defense is the key, and for a team like Utah, which is the way they're constructed, they have a great defensive stopper down low in Rudy Gobert. Literally, I swear to God, guys, this year, nothing gets in the paint against this guy. I was watching the Celtics play them yesterday, and they were like forcing the Celtics to hit outside shots, and it's either you make them or miss them. You make them, you have a chance. If you don't, your chances aren't that great because you're not going to get anything inside against this guy. They have a great group of solid players that can play the game of basketball. You got a really sound point guard in Ricky Rubio who knows how to run the point. You got 3 and D players in Joe Ingles and Jay Crowder. Some pretty nice solid scorers off the bench like Alec Burks, another 3-point shooter, and Royce O'Neal. Um, then you got another big presence down low in Derek Favors. And don't even get me started about Donovan Mitchell. This kid is spectacular and special. So the Utah Jazz, all around, they're a very solid, um, well put together team that plays defense elitely. And for a team like the Los Angeles Lakers, I have issues trusting LeBron um, when it comes to effort because I feel like in his 16th season and you know, his accomplishments and his fatigue, I think it all plays a role together. But I have not seen LeBron really step up and play fully engaged for a while now. And even in the playoffs last year, there were many, many instances where he wouldn't be, giving full effort on every single play, wouldn't be competing on every single play, wouldn't be playing defense on every single play. And whatever the cause of that may be, that's another story. But I think that's concerning. And especially against a team like the Utah Jazz, you cannot afford to do that consistently because they will take advantage of you. When LeBron did that last year in the Eastern Conference first round against Indiana, Indiana pushed him to 7 games. That series was not supposed to go to 7 games. So that just shows you if you don't play up to your competition, they can hurt you in many different ways than not. For the Utah Jazz, this team is gonna force the Lakers to hit outside shots. And looking at the Lakers starting five right now, we got Lonzo Ball. I believe Josh Hart is starting. LeBron, Kuzma, and JaVale McGee. We know Kuzma and Hart can shoot. Ball's shooting pretty well so far this season. We'll see if that continues. But this team is going to need more shooters because that is what Utah's game plan will be. It's going to be, okay, can they beat us from the outside? Because they're not going to get anything inside. LeBron obviously probably might get a few inside if he really goes at Rudy Gobert because LeBron is just a freaking nature. But throughout a 7-game series, the way the Jazz play, and remember they're also, you got to remember their home court, one of the best home courts in all basketball. So whoever has the upper hand come that time is also going to have the advantage. But I don't see the Lakers being able to hit consistently from three unless, they're going to have to make some trades, and we'll see what happens then. But right now, this team, this roster, going up against this Jazz roster, it's not looking good for the Lakers, guys. The Lakers, I don't see them hitting consistent outside jump shots and three-pointers for 4 games in a 7-game series. I think the Jazz, they're going to beat the tempo up. They're going to slow the pace down. We all know in the playoffs the tempo slows down a bit as well. And the Lakers, we know they like to play it at up-tempo, high-action, paced game. And defense is going to be a key as well. I'm been impressed with how the Lakers been playing defense as of recently. But we're going to have to see if that keeps up because we know they're going to need that in the 7-game series. I don't know if I fully trust what their defense is going to look like because I've seen really bad Laker defense and I've seen really good Laker defense. So I don't know. But in a 7-game series, the Utah Jazz, they're going to slow the pace down. They have a great half-court offense. They move the ball around well. They move it. They find shooters. They penetrate. They attack. There's this one play I like that they run where Donovan Mitchell's coming off on the left side, and usually it's Favors or Gobert setting the high pick at the top of the key, and it's a good pick because usually someone will go over the pick and to try and take away a 3. So there's multiple options on that. If you go under, Mitchell's gonna have a 3, or whoever's coming off the screen. Usually it's Donovan Mitchell. But if you go over it, then the big man slips to the basket and it's a lob play every single time. They were running that every single time. And of course, if someone rotates, you got an open shooter in the corner, probably Joe Ingles or Jay Crowder or Royce O'Neal. So many different options. Quinn Snyder, he's a genius, both mostly on defense, but offensively he's a pretty good damn coach as well. I think people need to give this guy more credit than he has gotten. He's a hell of a coach. But the Jazz slowing the pace down, like I mentioned, I don't know if the Lakers can compete with that slow pace because I don't know if I can really trust the Lakers' half-court offense as much. I feel like that's going to be really dependent on LeBron. And, again, it depends a lot on LeBron's effort. I think if he's taking plays off like he was in that Indiana series a year ago, the Lakers are going to be in a whole lot of trouble. I can assure you of that. If LeBron's fully engaged LeBron mode, which in the first round, have we seen him do that? I don't know. It's going to be dependent a lot on that. But even if LeBron is doing that, I feel like the Jazz will be playing into the Jazz's hands regardless. The Jazz will be playing that slow tempo game. They'll be forcing them to hit outside shots. So the Lakers, if they want to have any shot at being the Jazz, they're going to have to hit outside shots. They're going to have to get fast breaks. They're going to have to play excellent defense, like better defense than they have been, which is going to be very difficult to do. And remember, Utah's also got a rising superstar in Donovan Mitchell. This dude is the real deal. He can hit shots from all over. He's a great three-point shooter, can create his own shot, can attack the basket, dunk with ferocity, and handle the ball. That's one of my favorite players. I should know that. But the Jazz, they're a very, very good team. Their record might not show it exactly how it is. It's still, records don't really show the full potential of a team at this point in the season. But looking forward, I'm really impressed with this Utah Jazz team. They just beat my Celtics 2 straight times. One time was without Kyrie Irving, but last night they really laid the pounding on the Celtics. And the Celtics, they were forcing them to shoot outside jumpers. We didn't hit our shots, and the result shows. So the Jazz, I love the way they play. I love Donovan Mitchell. I love Quinn Snyder as a coach. And for the Lakers, I don't think it's a good matchup for them. But that's it for this one. I'm out. Good luck, Lakers.